Yo, 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 come on in, man. Come on in. Easter Sunday. Happy Easter, everybody. Uh Pray y'all get to eat y'all Easter dinner today. I know y'all had to see them loud pastel suits and pastel gators today. But church almost over, I know. So y'all just come on in, and if y'all ain't enjoying family, come talk to us for a minute. Cause we gonna talk NFL draft. And I told y'all that we were gonna put together a mock draft, and damn it, we did it. But we got a special guest today. Y'all know him. But before we do that, Chris, man, what's good?
What's good, everybody? Happy Easter, man. Hopefully, everybody is safe and sound and enjoying family and whatnot. I'm cool. I'm chilling. No ill wills here. No ill feelings. I'm just really just floating around. It's been a busy Sunday morning so far, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's still getting busier. But one thing about it, we're still gonna roll out that content, and we got a mock draft for you guys today. But we got something to start off with, to get things, boiling, little icebreaker. But before we get into that, man, Ryan, tell them what's up.
Man, what's going on, everybody? Happy Easter, Resurrection Sunday, Lahamph. Got to get to it, man. Thank y'all for having me today. I done seen too many pastel suits today, Smitty. I just need right now, I need some football and some wings right now. That's all I need.
Hey, boy, I'm all for that. So, what's in the chat before we get to going, man? Ron, what's up, man? DBG11, what's good? ATL Dirty Bird 7365, man, what's good? My boy Keith, what's good, my guy? Miss Lisa Shepard said, 4-4 day with the Falcon was a blast, man. I'm sorry I couldn't make it, man. Sorry I couldn't make it. Ghost Pepper, what's up, my guy? But yeah, man, we gonna talk about that mock draft, man. But first, DBG11, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, man. Y'all like, hype, and subscribe on all our channels. That's Smitty Sports Machine, A1 Forever, and Birdcage LLC. Moody, what's up, man? Happy Easter, my guy. But yeah, man, let's speak on a quick topic that happened the other day, man. I got to speak on it, man, because like I tell y'all all the time, man, you can be nice to people and do your job the right way. Everybody not gonna agree with what you say, and everybody not gonna push for you, man. And I'm gonna just be real with y'all. I keep it real 100% of the time. I like to put out content. I put out a content on an article I read on the Spawn, and it was reiterating to ESPN putting out an article on the Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has been in turmoil in Philly for the last year and a half. Even though they won the Super Bowl, he still has criticism. And a lot of people saying he's hard to coach. And just because he like to do things his way, it's becoming kind of a problem in Philly. And don't get me wrong, all the greats want to do it. Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, John Elway, Tom Brady. When they like to do things that way that works for them and the team winning, nobody says anything. But when he does it, it's a problem. So I got a comment. And I'm gonna get the comment up and I'm gonna just speak on it right quick. He said he just pulled anything to talk about. Dude, just go away. And this is what I told him. I ain't going nowhere. I'm here to stay. Appreciate you tuning in though. And that's how I felt. Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna give you 2 seconds of fame. Because one thing about me, I don't just pull anything to talk about. I pull anything that's related to the Falcons. And yes, this was related to the Falcons. Because when their name was named in that article, it pertains to the Atlanta Falcons. And I'm gonna be clear with y'all. I talk about other things other than the Falcons. Yeah, I do. That's why it's called the Sports Machine and not the Falcons Sports Machine. Because I have other things I have to talk about outside of the Falcons. Falcons are my main content, but at the same time, I talk about other things because I have things to say about that as well. But I'm gonna be real with y'all. If a Super Bowl winning quarterback was available, and I keep telling y'all, our quarterback of the future is not on the roster. Why? Because this regime did not draft him. This quarterback, Michael Penix, he's had a serious knee injury already, and we don't even know if he's going to get the job back from Tua. It's Tua's job to lose. Let's keep it real.
Mm-hmm.
So, going into 2027, it may not happen next year because $139 million cap space is sitting on the books for them. So it might not happen next year. But if you had to watch the video and watch it all the way through, you would see I said that. And the people would tell me, man, we not getting Jalen Hurts. They not letting him go. Do y'all really know that? Do y'all really know that? Boy, see. But see, I try to, keep from doing this. But sometimes I gotta put people on blast because they want their 2 seconds of fame. So I give it to them.
Hey, Smitty. Let's give them 2 seconds of fame. I got you, dog.
Hey man, I'm just saying.
Here it comes.
I got you, dog.
And I hate your guts. I hope all the bad things in life happen to you and nobody else but you.
Yeah. That's the type of time we on today. Smitty. Hey, Smitty, look, the Lord rose up today. I pretty much stood down at the gates of hell this morning with my angel wings. I'm his death angel today. So I got you, Smitty. I believe in the good Lord, but I believe in a sound ass whooping too, verbally, as you're doing right now. So I support this.
But bro, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. You
Yes,
up
sir.
there in Philly, right?
Yeah,
Wait.
I'm here. You want me to tell you what I heard on the radio? Because you know I'm here. I go
What you
back.
heard?
you right
Tell
there.
me what you heard.
So-
Tell me what you heard.
So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, I'm a Falcons fan. Yes, I moved to the Philly because of the military. But I will tell you this. A lot of the people here in this city have wanted Jalen Hurts gone. Even in the Super Bowl year, they wanted him gone. And the sad part about it was they blamed him for the Super Bowl loss against Kansas City. If you remember, even though it wasn't his fault, he
Clearly
didn't turn
wasn't
the
his
ball
fault.
over. Think about
Right.
it. The same way that a lot of Falcon fans just trash Matt Ryan and say it was his fault, that is how Philly fans have done Jalen Hurts. Now, they win the Super Bowl, and pretty much their defense came alive in this last Super Bowl. Let's be real on that. And again, Smitty, when you talk about the front office with Philly and Jalen Hurts, Ian Cunningham was in that office when they pretty much gave Jalen Hurts over to Doug Peterson. That was Ian Cunningham's guy. That's what a lot of people don't know. That's before Ian went to Chicago. So if you want to sit back and look at it, you look at the fruits that have been bared with Philly with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has done nothing but win here in Philly. You can't argue that. 2 Super Bowl appearances, multiple playoff appearances. They've only missed the playoffs 1 year, and that was when he took over for Carson Wentz at the end of that season, if you remember, when he took Carson Wentz's job. And they fired Doug Peterson. So when you sit back and you look at what goes on, we've never had a Super Bowl winning quarterback for number 1 in Atlanta. For number 2, that is a guy that Ian Cunningham was invested in when he was in Philly. And with the experience and the battles that cat has been in, you really mean to tell me that idiots like this that's on your screen, and yes, he's an idiot. The left side of his brain does not work probably as well as it should. He's got an Oedipus complex when it comes to just not even comprehending the whole video. That's why we say watch the whole damn video before you comment.
Exactly. And I talked about Ian Cunningham in the video.
Thank you.
That's the thing.
All right.
So
Honestly, it just goes to show you that some people don't watch the whole video, and that's unfortunate because then stuff like this happens. If you would have watched the entire video, you would have heard on the back end on why Smitty would have thought it, why it would make sense, why it wouldn't make sense, all that good stuff like that. You just get on for the first 30 seconds, don't hear something you like, and then just go to typing. That's incorrect.
A1.
No matter how
A1.
you look at
People
it.
don't realize the teams that want him. Outside of the Falcons, yes, we're interested in him. Y'all can look it up. It's on ESPN. It's been talked about. Pittsburgh wants him. Cleveland wants him. Miami wants him. The Houston Texans are looking to move on from CJ Stroud.
I can believe that.
And they've already said that. And then you got the Jets. So you have multiple teams that are interested in Jalen Hurts, including us. So if you're going to sit back and be ignorant to the fact of that the Atlanta Falcons are changing the culture here and nobody's job is safe, haven't y'all realized that yet?
Yep.
Pitts wasn't featured in the uniform situation
at all.
Let that marinate, folks.
Yeah, A1 talked about that.
There's not a picture of Kyle Pitts in the new uniforms.
They did the same to Julio.
Yep.
Yeah, took him off the billboard. Remember the new billboard when we first started changing over everything? Julio was nowhere to be found, and then they started taking him off. Anything that he was on, they started taking him off of it. I'm just saying, sometimes you just got to read the room. It's not always going to be favorable, but sometimes you just got to read it.
Yeah,
people
but
don't understand
people
the business.
They just want their 2 seconds of fame, man. That's all I'm saying. And George Texas boy, he said too, Jesse wasn't even in the video.
No, he wasn't.
Exactly.
How long have we been saying Jesse? I've been saying it since November.
No, Smitty, you didn't say it since November. I'm gonna tell you when you said it. When we all linked up for that draft, and me and you talked, and A1 was talking before the draft happened, and when we drafted Watts. And we drafted Smitty. You said it right there on draft night. You said Jesse Bates's days are numbered. You said it exactly on that draft, and I got it right. And I still have that draft show up from last year.
Same.
You called it.
And we are on.
Hey, that's what I'm saying, man. But see, people, they just don't want to, understand the game, the business of football. They just think, players supposed to come here, they supposed to retire here, and it don't work like that. Uncle Louis, what's up, man? Hope all is well, man. Hope Tyler doing Easter. Well, man. Wish you much luck. Happy Easter to you and the family.
What up,
We appreciate you always supporting the show, man.
Facts.
But yeah, man. And that's all I'm gonna say, man. We wasted 12 minutes, but I had to talk about it because you want your 2 seconds, you got them. And trust me, I don't just talk about things to talk about them. When you see ESPN do it, they talk about shit that is irrelevant all the time. Man, I don't see you coming on in. They got to say.
Well, A1, Smitty, this is all we'll say. Moving on to the next thing that we're going to do, and this is dedicated to the gentleman that you just had on the screen.
For every dummy, there's a dummy.
So go ahead and find your other dumbass to argue with.
Facts. Stephon Moser, what's good, nephew? Go check out Crunk Lit Fresh podcast, man. Go check it out on YouTube. Also check him out on Instagram. Always has great guests, and he growing, man. So y'all please go check him out.
What up, Uncle Louis?
Hey, man, but never love Uncle Lou.
Facts.
Always. Yeah, man. Jalen Hurts, man. I mean, at the end of the day, he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. You think about it like that too. I mean, we want proven players. The only thing about it is, that contract situation. You always got to look about that. And right now, man, $139 million dead cap. I just don't see the
A1. That was my first point. I said it before I even talked about that part. I said, now the reason why I don't think this will happen is I'm looking at this contract and the way it's set up. $139 million is not easy to get off of. And they structured it that way so he wouldn't have a way out.
Man, I'm talking about the signing bonus, and then I'm saying, bro, like, yeah, I mean, it's 31 million. Like I said, 31 million cap hit. Then you got the dead cap value, like I said, which is 139.
Yeah, man. I mean, it is what it is, bro. I mean, ain't nothing we could do about it.
139 million to hurt their ass.
Let's get to the meat and the potatoes, man. Boy, that'll hurt anybody. Anybody with common sense, it'll hurt them.
Man, that mean you ain't gonna have no chicken wing.
But
money.
yeah, man, let's get to this mock draft. Shit, man, look, ain't nobody take away my chicken wing money. We can lose that. 139 million, crazy, man. I'm telling y'all, that's why it'll never happen unless they find some way to get out that money, but they won't. So they'll be stuck with him at least another year. That's all I'm saying. Mr. Wallace, what's good?
Huh?
Mr. Wallace, that's what we all do. We have to put our stuff to talk about. If I see an article that relates to the Falcons, I'm gonna talk about it.
Well, nobody's just putting out stuff of ESPN.
Ghost Pepper, what's up, my guy? He's out to bring in Robinson, Tyler Goodson, Bijan, Nathan Carter, Carlos Washington, Kurt on the roster. I thought Ian was done looking at running backs, loaded roster versus long-term need. Absolutely, and that's what it's about. Let's get it. What's up, my guy? Let's get into this draft, man. It's 5 picks, but if I'm gonna do the second round pick. So if I see a pick, a trade that can garner more picks, I might make a pick, and we may have more picks. But as of starting off, we only have 5 picks, so we'll see where this go, how it's gonna go. I'm gonna do the second round pick. A1 gonna do the third round pick. Ryan gonna do the 4th round pick, and the 6th and 7th round pick. The chat will get to pick that because y'all, I told y'all was gonna participate, so this how I'm gonna do it. But again, man, if y'all can, please drop them super chats. If y'all can't, don't even worry about it. We're gonna keep rolling anyway. But without further ado, man, let's get this mock draft rolling. So we're gonna pick with the Falcons. We're gonna get this damn ad off the screen. And so we're gonna put fast because it's gonna have to be fast. Because I don't feel like waiting all day for everybody.
Yeah,
So we're gonna leave it.
Let's get to it, Smitty.
We're gonna start it on off, man. Let's go.
Let's see what we got.
We all know Mendoza the first pick, so we don't even have to talk about that.
Facts.
I do want to make one point. As somebody asked me about Avion Terrell, and I've had that question 1,000 times. I'm gonna just show y'all exactly where he's going to go.
Oh, not here.
Yeah, I don't see no world where we.
Let me see where we at.
You got to hit the. Yeah, I think he's gonna be on the. Oh.
Okay, so here are the trades right now. You are the trades right now. You move back 14 spots or 16 spots to the bottom of the first. You get a third round, a 6th round pick, and a 6th next year.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty interesting.
Is there anything else?
A1, should I take this?
Who else is offering?
Is there anything else?
Yeah, who else is offering?
Yeah, it's 2 more. It's 3 trade offers.
Yeah,
you always got to see what the other deals are. You always got to see what the other deals
are. Like. See, okay, 91, you get a 5th round pick and 2 picks next year. Mm-hmm. That's another good trade.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see what the last one. And it just moved back 2 spots and get a 6th round next year. So should I take that first trade or that second trade?
Well, I mean, well, first of all, I'm rejecting the last trade.
Yep.
This trade right here. Yeah, I'm rejecting the last trade.
The first trade, yeah.
And you get 3 picks this year, and that adds to the 5 that we already have. So you'd have 8 picks this year.
Yeah, and even with this one, you still have 7. No, you will have 6. You're getting rid of a pick, and
that's right.
You're getting rid of your second for extra third.
7 picks.
Yeah.
We have 7 this year, and then we'd have 2 for next year. The question is, are we trying to build this depth now, or are you trying to build in the future? That's the question.
Man.
That's a good point, because if you're thinking about 2 picks next year, think about all the 1-year contract that we just signed. A lot of these guys not going to be here. So those 2 picks next year probably would come in more handy. So that's a good point.
If now I will give this perspective knowing how GM has been moving, to be honest, I think he would take either one of these trades, because you can either do one of two things. You can get some guys that you can groom / kind of redshirt this year for next year, and then also for the other trade you get a couple of more picks, but you also have get two extra. So you have an extra third rounder, and you'll have an extra. What was it again for next year? Extra third.
That was gonna be two. Yeah, it was gonna be two picks next year too.
Let's go back to it real quick.
Yeah,
third and the fifth,
third and the fourth. So okay, so you would have two thirds, you would have two fourths.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. So either way it go, like that one right there would be building more so for just like what you guys were saying for our 1-year deals that we have. We can just let guys skate if we don't want to go that route, or if we want to pay a guys, we still got 2/3, 2/4, and you're still going to have your first and your second round. Mm-hmm. So either way it go, either deal for Ian Cunningham, I think would really work. It just would be all depending on what he want to do now. Do he want to redshirt some guys, or does he want to wait and then just pretty much replace guys that he's going to let walk next year? And which may be like a Jesse Bates. And wouldn't you want like an extra pick to possibly go get a safety or two to help on that back end? So it's like honestly, both deals are great. I can make cases for both deals.
And here's the thing I would suggest. I would look at the Seattle deal. Only thing I'll say is this. I'll look at the Seattle deal seriously, because if you look at it, the most talent that's getting ready to come out of this draft that we're speaking on right now is in the second and third round. And we can actually build great depth with the Seattle side. Either way, we're going to be winning. Either one you take, Smitty.
Correct. But
either way, we do win. But I'm gonna say this about the Buffalo draft. Before I make a choice, let me say this before I make a choice. The reason why I like the Buffalo trade just a little bit better is because I'm looking at the third and fourth round pick. We have two of those. We can use either one of those to trade up if we need to, and the bottom of the first or the top of the second, and we still win. Because if we trade up with one of those picks, they may have to give us a 6 or 7 round pick to counter offer the trade. So I mean, the Buffalo trade works out just a little bit better in case we have to trade up, and there's better talent in that draft. So it's tough, but I like Buffalo better. But I'm gonna let you talk, and then I'll make a choice.
I'm just trying to add on to what you about to say about the Buffalo deal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, it's so funny because I had to laugh about it. This is also something you can think about with the Buffalo deal. If we're going to go trade for a quarterback like Jalen Hurts, you got 2/3 and 2/4 you can give to Philly.
Mm-hmm. I was getting ready to say, you got to remember who Ian worked with. Ian worked with Ozzie Newsome, and Ian worked with Howie Roseman.
That's true.
And those two general managers believed in garnering picks. So, Smitty, go ahead and make your choice.
I'm just man.
You might as well take that Buffalo pick because you already broke that down, and that's where your heart is at. Unless you want this team to actually work it down.
Since they got so many 1-year deals, they'll make it through this year. They still already have the talent to even be a playoff team, even after losing a lot of edge rushes. I got to take the Buffalo pick because as I'm looking at the future, that third and fourth round picks could work in any trade that we make, whether it's the draft, whether it's trading for a solid starter. I mean, that's just the way you go, man. And he says he likes his picks. And that's where even we keep the picks in the third or the fourth round,
you still
2/3 and 2/4. Those are very solid starters. Yeah,
Smitty, that's 12 picks.
So I got to take this one. I'm sorry,
Smitty. That's 12 picks in total for next year.
Yeah.
Even if you trade 2 of those picks, you still got 10.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what we say. My thing is, if you trade 4 of them, you still got 8. Even if you trade 4, you still got 8.
Right.
Yep.
So
right.
Right.
Now let's see which direction
So
you're going to go with your pick.
let's see where we are. Come on, man. Don't start. I'm still looking at the defensive line, man. I'm sorry. If I'm gonna look at defensive line and I'm gonna look at wide receiver. And what I mean by defensive line, I'm looking at nose tackle position. Now I know a lot of
we
the
got another
I'm gonna
trash.
reject that one
Oh,
because
no,
I already made
that-
trade, so I'm doing
Not that. Hold on, what you talking about, Denver? Oh no, not that
He
one.
rejected that.
Yeah, he rejected.
everybody gonna go all the way back down to the 4th round. So
Facts.
I'm looking at all the picks.
You said D tackle and receiver.
Let's hide the one that been drafted. So
you said you were looking at
just you wanted to move on from Jesse Bates and you draft a guy like this, yeah, you could do that. So let's look at the defensive line and what's still there. And I see one right out the bat, Darryl Jackson Jr., that I like from Florida State, with an 85.5-inch wingspan, long ass arms, can push the pocket and solid run defender, and he can get up to the quarterback. So that's a good pick right there. Let's go to the receivers. Malachi Fields, who bombed during the
and look who's there.
combine, but probably still gonna be a solid wide receiver. That's what I'm looking at. Ted Hurts out of Georgia State, and y'all might call me crazy, but I honestly think Malachi Fields gonna be a tight end at the next level.
No, that's not crazy. That's exactly what he will be because of the way that his physicality is with blocking, and then you also look at the fact that he's a guy that isn't the greatest route runner, but he's good enough to beat a linebacker and a safety.
What does the cornerback room and the linebacker room look like?
Agreed. Yeah, I was gonna go cornerback before I did that. Keontae Scott, who I love out of Miami, speedster, physical, can jam you up at the line.
Davison is
love
out
his
there.
game, and that's who they have.
You still got Julian Neal out there, and is Mansour?
Malachi.
My boy Malik Muhammad is there.
Malik Muhammad
and David Moore out there.
And then remember, you got Mansour Lane if he hadn't been picked up yet. Man. So which direction are you going to go, sir?
I still want to see what the linebackers look like, man. There's some corners still out there.
Linebacker. There's some good linebackers on day 3, man. I'm telling you. Deontay Lawson, that's an excellent pick. Harold Perkins, a little small, but he reminds me of Deion Jones. He can cover fast, sideline.
That's my guy, Ilham's Orr.
Yeah, that's your boy, ain't it?
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna go wide receiver, man, with my pick, cause I just still I'm still on the fence with Drake London, man. I don't know how that's going to end, and I just don't know, man. So I'm going Ted Hurts.
He don't like you, Drake. What we got here? Well, you trying to trade? Nah, I ain't getting rid of that. Nah, I ain't.
So which direction are you gonna go, A1?
That's only 10 spots now. No, that's on 20 spots. No, it's 20 spots. Don't worry about it. That's 20 spots. That's too far. So what you gonna do?
And my thing is, if the draft picks were higher than what they were, I probably would have did it. But nah, I'm gonna reject that one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna reject that
one. Okay.
Go get me another player.
So we had pick number 3, round 3, pick 91. Let's see what you got. What position you want me to look at?
Well, let's go back to I'm gonna look at defensive line and I'm gonna look at linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see who's at that.
Okay.
Let's see who's at the
defensive line. Darryl Jackson is still there.
He's still there.
Dante Corleone is still there. Chris McKellen, another solid defensive.
That's another one.
And what else you have on that list?
Linebacker.
Xavier Harris, 6'7",
Xavier Harris on the list.
Jeez, Harris and Durant still there.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Okay.
You
What's
said
the linebacker, man? My goodness, that's tough.
Perkins still there. Elam Orr still there.
Man.
You want to check out the corners?
Yeah, I guess you can see what the corner's looking like real quick.
Davis is still there.
Julian Neal, Malik Muhammad, Moore. We
Man,
still got a lot of good corners.
That's
you got
tough.
tough. You got tough, bro.
All right, okay. Because honestly, I can make an argument for drafting a player from either one of those right there.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, this is why you got to make the tough decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I want man. Cornerback is so tough, but there's so many still left on the board. And that defensive line, we gotta get that defensive line right. Okay.
All we need is a tackle at this point. Shoot.
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
Think Zach Harrison. Nobody talking about him.
That's why I was just about to say we do got some guys. Hey, you know what? Take me to that cornerback position one more time.
Because I'm just not sold on Mike Hughes. I'm sorry.
I was never sold on Mike Hughes.
I just think it's time.
I was never sold on Mike.
So what we looking at?
Bro, I'm going Malik Muhammad. Go on Malik Muhammad, y'all.
Damn good choice. Break down why you took him.
Muhammad.
Bro, I'm thinking about our cornerback room. Regardless, AJ Terrell has been the lone soldier for our cornerback room. Regardless of whether you love him or hate him, he's been holding it down. ATL, it's a native, homegrown, and regardless, you think about it too now. You need somebody on the other side of him. Texas and Malik Muhammad can fit that bill. And of course, we do dip and dab in that Texas field because we got Bijan Robinson. And we were looking at, I know we weren't going to be able to draft him, but we were looking at the safety last year. I believe the Eagles took him or something like that, but we were looking at him as well. But we ended up taking Xavier Watts. So it's like, regardless, we have been looking. And I think, he comes from a school that is a good school.
Talking about Jadair Barron, right?
No, Barron too, but no, I'm talking about the safety from them, from Texas. I forgot where he went.
Yeah, he was safety.
No, he went to the Eagles, the one that you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. He was the one. He was the one who knocked Gunnar Stockton's jock strap loose.
There we go.
That was Andrew Makuba. Makuba was the one who knocked Gunnar Stockton senseless. Wish he'd have knocked him out permanently.
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like that's we was also looking at the safety position as well. So just think about that. We like guys that come from Texas as well. Of course, Bijan Robinson. We need somebody on that. It's not just having a body over there. I'm thinking about having somebody that's going to be significant on the other side.
Kobe's gonna probably end up being a slot corner. I can tell you that now. It's not that we don't like Kobe. Kobe's going to be a slot corner, Donald Curtis, because at the end of the day, you're talking about a guy that's undersized weight-wise. He still will have time to put that on. And what happens for him is he can become a lockdown corner against slot corners. He's hard to throw on, and he can also be an extra tackler because he's not afraid to get in there and get nasty with anybody. He just has to get a little bit more size. And when you look at the slot receivers, they're not the biggest guys on the field, and it's hard to throw on a guy like a Kobe Bryant when you have height like that. So, hey, that is exactly where we need to go.
Exactly. And think about this too. We're talking about a balanced corner, somebody that is good on tackling, good on run defense, good in coverage, zone, and man. So regardless, you're getting a total football player who's also have fluent hips. You know what I'm saying, Ryan? You know how important that is for the cornerback position.
Being a former corner and safety, you got to have that and good feet.
Thank you, sir.
And hands.
Thank you, sir. So, and I'm glad you said all those things because all those things are the same strengths that Malik Muhammad has. So honestly,
and when you add that with Kobe Bryant, it's going to be hard to throw on, and that gives AJ a little bit more help to become a better corner.
Yes. So again, that's why I went corner there. Like I was looking at Devin Moore. I'm not gonna lie to you, Tony. I was looking at Devin Moore, but I just like Malik in that position with Devin Moore. I will go Malik. If both of those guys are there, right there for the taking, I am going to lean a little bit more towards Malik over Devin Moore. And I mean, I hate it because, you know, I believe you got to keep your Moore around. But if both of those guys are right there, that's all I'm saying. I just got to take Malik behind.
I can already tell you, I ain't trading with Tampa. You can go ahead and cancel that.
Whew, boy, they definitely gave you some picks.
Sure.
On the
I think that, you know what? I'm not even gonna BS. You know what? I'll rob Peter to pay Paul. Give me what they got. I'll take it because we get 3 more picks and an extra 7th round pick for next year to play around with.
You trade back 30 spots.
Here's the question:
All right.
Do you want?
All right, you gonna take it
okay. Before you make the button, before you hit it, I'm gonna give you this. Do you want to add more depth to this team that we're bringing up? Have more picks or whatnot? Because you know Ian says he likes picks. He wants to play around with it, and then you have a 13th pick for next year. But for me, I don't want to drop back that far because we ain't gonna be on here that long. So go ahead and reject that. But in actuality, I would take it if I was in. But you can reject that right now.
Okay. So I can't wait to see.
But I would not take it because all of the top talent that's still on the board.
Exactly.
They would probably be gone. So you'll be
go ahead and reject that.
looking at project players from that point on.
And think we got a 4th round pick. This is actually right now we're technically stealing a round because we don't have a 4th round pick. So
here's the thing.
No, we don't
already
have.
We already got a receiver. Yeah, we already got a receiver. We already have a corner. I need to look at the defensive line right now. I need D-line first, and then I want to also look at the offensive tackles and interior line because we're getting all of the nice position players, but at the same time, we still have to address the trenches right now.
Ooh, look at them trenches. They still plentiful.
Exactly. This is why I said we need to get trenches. You guys got 2 great skill players, but now it's my turn to get ugly with it.
Ooh, there go one right there, Texas A&M right there. And that Austin Barber kid,
yeah,
he gonna be a steal for somebody.
So here's the thing.
Isaiah World still out there, and J.C. Davis out there.
I like him.
So I want to ask
late day 3.
So I want to ask because I already kind of got my mind made up of where I'm gonna go, but I want to ask the chat in this situation because we're going interior line, defense or offense. I want to hear which way that the chat would like to see and what players.
Caleb's gone. Go ahead.
Caleb's already gone.
Yeah, he been gone.
So I'm going trenches.
I like Crown over
myself. I need to know whether we go offense or defense at this point.
Go ahead.
No, I said I'm just asking the chat. We're going trenches in these picks right here. Do we go offense or do we go defense, ladies and gentlemen? Got one O-line.
Got O-line.
Yeah, you got one say offensive line.
So we got one
say defensive line.
Yep.
Offensive tackle 2.
Okay.
I don't trust GA. I don't trust GA Texas
tackle now.
Like Avion Terrell. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. He all the way out there in Arizona. I can't trust him. I'm just playing. That's my guy, man. Shout out to GA Texas boy.
Hey man.
That's my guy. So let's go ahead and look at the let's go ahead and go with interior offensive line. Go ahead and go to that.
He said, no, I don't. Miss Lisa said, hold on now. I got something to say. She said,
well, I'm sorry. Let's go to tackles. Let's look at the tackle spot because here's the one thing that we have to address. Michael Penix Jr. was injured last year. We don't have great talent at that offensive tackle spot. Jake Matthews is getting a little long in the tooth. So if I'm going to get anything,
McGarry 31 right now, too now.
Say again.
McGarry 31. McGarry 31.
And you got to replace him. So at this point, D-line is deep as hell. So right now, we're going to go offensive line on this one because we definitely need somebody that's going to be able to protect Tua's blind side and Penix's blind side at this point. So this is gonna hurt me to my heart because y'all know I don't like nothing that come about. I almost cussed I don't like anything that come out of Florida, but Austin Barber would be definitely a difference maker. So with this pick,
Okay. Well, Austin Barber.
we take Austin Barber.
Over Crown over. Now, can you please tell the class why you chose Mr. Barber over somebody who was technically ranked higher than him?
Now y'all know. Now you know if I take a Florida Gator, you know that it's a good reason for that. And y'all know I hate Florida. Despise anything that come up out of there. When you got an offensive tackle like an Austin Barber, he's 6'7", 318 pounds, played a lot of football, starting football. And when you look at it, he's really one of these players that when you look at him, good footwork, he mirrors the speed of pass rushers on a loose side. Pretty much he can cover ground with his footwork. He's quick off the snap in the run game, consistently beats defenders to the spot. And then he has, for my coaches that's out here in the chat, he has what they call a sneaky snatch and trap move. In other words, what that means is if he gets a hold of your shoulder pads within the trenches, you're not getting to the quarterback or you're not getting to the ball carrier. And then the other thing that he does, he jumps sets on play action or whatnot, and it creates a path for others on the outside track. That is something with that speed that he has when you talk about it. He had 1,500 career snaps playing in the SEC, and he rarely got beat. 47 games in 5 years at Florida. And you look at the wars that's in that conference, Georgia, Auburn, Alabama, those D lines that he goes up against. He went up against Texas last year, matter of fact. And that is something that you have to look at. Now, the only weaknesses he has, and he can work on it, is he lands too high too often, which pretty much gives pass rushers a chance to hit him in that meaty part of his chest. Stands a little too high. He pretty much has a rigid two-hand punch that limits his ability to recover against counters and spin moves. So when you got a cagey veteran that goes up against him, he's going to have to learn on how to play the spin move a little bit better. But the one thing that he has in him, he's got a little bit of Harvey Dahl in him when you talk about that mean streak. And that is something that our offensive line is lacked. So that's what we got.
Lunch pail, Harvey Dahl. Can't forget about him now.
Pretty much. So we have a trade for the next pick at 165 via Buffalo. And I think I just looked through the trades. I think this is the best one. Why? Because if you look at the other ones.
Yeah, okay. Show us the other ones then. Show them what they missed.
195.
No Green Bay.
That's further back. That's damn near a whole round.
No.
Indy is even further than that.
No, Indy.
Cincy is you get 2 picks in the next round. But I would stay where I'm at because, like I said, still solid players on the board.
It is.
And is Dalen Everett still on the board?
Check it out. Because I ain't gonna lie,
So
if he's still there, I'm doubling up on corner. I would do
All
it.
I'm saying is if he there, you might want to look at that.
I think he's gone.
Check it out.
Yeah, he's gone.
Check it out.
He's gone.
Ooh, Price Sock still there. I like him too.
Well, and Charles Demings is there, a guy that I pointed out earlier.
Oh, yeah, yes. He was down there.
And remember, Demings played a whole season and still was one of the top corners in his conference this year with a dislocated shoulder all year. That is something a lot of people don't know.
What does that equals? That means toughness, y'all.
He played a whole season with a dislocated shoulder and literally was one of the best corners in that conference this year.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. You shouldn't take that for granted. What did the defensive line look like? Because remember, we were supposed to look at
another position.
You got to look at the D tackles.
Got to look at the defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Devontae Capehart is the one I'm looking at off the bat.
Capehart.
Who else do they have? Hey, you might as well skip over that 167. You know, ain't nothing coming up out of the fudge packing branch.
Oh, okay, Tyler.
Yeah. I'm talking trash about the Navy. I'm a vet, so I can talk smack
You
about them
stupid.
boys. 12 men go out, 6 couples come back. That's the joke. But shout out to my Navy partners out here, man. I got love for
Stupid.
y'all. I just don't like y'all sometimes.
So what other position we looking at? Should we think about edge again and keep add to the edge room?
So wait a minute, y'all didn't like none of the defensive tackles?
I like Ben. I think
Like I
Benny
said,
is good.
I like K Part myself.
Yeah, I like K Part too.
Yeah,
But I will say though, what does the linebackers look like? Because I'm telling you, we still need linebackers.
Bryce Bochel's
Slide down a little bit.
Botcher, he's solid. But one guy I do like, and it's right here, Red Murdoch out of Buffalo. He is a tackling machine.
You can't go wrong out of Buffalo. That's one thing that they produce is edge rushers and linebackers. Been doing that for
Xavier
years.
Story, he's a solid run stopper as well. So if you're looking for, I would say, for a thumper or somebody that's a natural inside linebacker, Story Jr. and Murdoch are two of the guys you're gonna be looking at. And
who else do y'all have on that list? Smitty, who else is on the linebacker list? I know on this linebacker list, because I saw some. I'm talking about going down because I know it was some guys that actually dropped that we can also talk about as well.
There's one of my guys, TCU.
Because that was what I was getting ready to ask, and then you got one of the Weeks brothers that's down there too, Wes Weeks. Sneaky pick for a later round pick.
Yes, he was hurt last year, right?
Yeah, Wes was hurt last year because you got to remember all three of the Weeks brothers, they're from North Georgia. They all left and went to LSU, and they were all badasses. Period. All three of them.
So you could try to, like, if you're looking at Red or if you're looking at Weeks or I mean just any of those guys down there, there is a possibility of those guys still being there in the 6th round.
Yeah, they'll be there. They'll be there. Yeah, they'll be there 6th and 7th round.
That's what I'm saying. So
265, that's 7th round. 218, even 7th round.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
So what y'all thinking, chat?
They thinking D tackle because I keep seeing like multiple people say either linebacker or D tackle.
You're right. May have to go ahead and snatch up K Part, man, or just anybody in that realm.
Yeah, cause I'm gonna ask y'all a question, serious question. Y'all in the chat, y'all can follow along as well. Do y'all think Rook or Roro is panning out how they imagine?
He's out of position. He's not a true D tackle. He's either a 4 technique or a 3 technique. He's not a real 0 tech, bro.
He's not a 0. Not a 0 at all.
Too small.
And then you gotta remember the thing about Rook. He's still technically learning how to be a football player. He doesn't have a whole lot of years of experience playing just football, period, like some of these other guys. Some of these guys have been playing football their entire life. Rook just started when he got into high school.
Yep. You got to get a true 0 technique and take him out of that spot and move him over.
Out of Clemson, and y'all. I took K-Part out of Clemson, and y'all got to remember that's a Falcons pipeline school as well. So when you talk about pipeline schools, Clemson is one for the Falcons. Long before AJ Terrell came along, you got to think about Grady Jarrett. You got to think about Goodwin back in the day, the defensive end. So yeah. So we went defensive line with that pick. What y'all looking at? With pick number 215.
He said pipeline. He said the pipeline to the Falcons, and maybe two players done panned out from Clemson for us.
Right. Hey, but now think about it. Nate Ollie was just down there too, looking at some
right up the road.
Yeah. I get it. When we talk about up the road or whatnot, but we've only truly, let's be real, we've only had 2 players to really work out for us from Clemson. Just 2.
Agreed.
Everybody else has fell off like a bad bag of dope.
I'm talking about that was stepped on to get with. But I
I'm
don't
telling you.
So we
I
still have
take red.
Xavier Story Jr. So they took Murdoch. Look like they took Murdoch.
Not mad.
I would take. Here's the thing, and I'll give you a reason why I would say I suggest Xavier Story Jr. The reason I would suggest him is because he came out of Georgia before he went to Arkansas and played for Sam Pittman. When you look at what type of linebackers that were groomed, there are many guys that leave Georgia and do well elsewhere because they can't get on the field because it's so deep and its competition is very, very tough to get on the field as a linebacker. You got to be a badass to be a linebacker at Georgia, period.
Very true.
And if you look at it, all the linebackers that Georgia have had, we just added Channing Tindall to the linebacker room this year from Miami. All these linebackers that came up under Kirby Smart have had great careers so far. Roquan Smith is one that we put out there. Nolan Smith. You look at right now, excuse me, Nakobe Dean just got paid by the Raiders. Just got paid good money. And he's been up and down with his career because of injuries, but when he's out there, he's an impact. So, and you look at what Xavier Story did at Arkansas, he definitely was a tackling machine and he could also cover. So that grooming came from UGA, but Sam Pittman and his staff helped him polish his skills and become a top linebacker in the SEC conference.
Yep.
I can't forget Quay Walker also just got paid for the Raiders too. I almost forgot. So that should tell you something about taking a linebacker that's been touched by Kirby.
Could that be like its own like little brand right there by itself? Touched by Kirby.
You know what? Hold up.
You
know what? Now you getting ready to get me. Now you getting ready to get me to save you saying it as a damn snippet. Now, see, you just you start stuff. I can't with you. You know what? The hell. You know what? The hell with
what
it,
I
man.
do?
I can't do this. No,
What I do?
No, it's Chris.
What I do?
Chris.
No, it's not. It's Smitty. You said it right. Yeah. What did he do? Yeah, Smitty always doing something. Yeah.
Chris, go ahead and say that one. Chris, go ahead and say that one more time.
Yeah, you've been touched by Kirby.
That's why we said, look, see, you done opened the door for me to snap that, and I done got it on the soundboard.
Oh yeah, just hey man. Yeah, man. There you go. There it is. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're getting out here.
Hey, so now A1, I got to give you 10% of whatever I make off of this soundbite now.
Hey man. Just happy to help, man. Happy to help.
Oh man, I'm sorry, y'all. We got to make it fun, man, because everybody getting mad.
Some interest is still on the board now. Charles Dimmons is still there.
Yeah, and then you still got Damani Jackson that's there, and he actually
Charles Dimmons is still there.
We need more depth in that cornerback room at this point.
That's tough.
That's interesting.
No, it's not.
But you got to remember. You got to remember, we still need that linebacker. So we going linebacker, we going corner. Chat,
well,
y'all
Xavier Story. I say this, man. We either gonna double dip at corner or we're just gonna go ahead and get Xavier Story. That's pretty much the way that I'm thinking.
I'm so happy we got K Park because that's a guy I really feel like is gonna make a difference.
Yeah, Chris been talking about him for 2 months.
Hey, Chris, I got to give you a round of applause for that.
Hey, man.
Hey, man. Chris, you called that way before this draft, this mock draft. You've been talking about this kid.
It wouldn't surprise me, bro, if he ends up being an Atlanta Falcon, because again, you can then move Rook off of that position, being out of position. You got K Park right there. It may I hate using this word because it gets used so much. Yeah. Yes, unlocked is just oversaturated now, but it may do such thing.
I'm gonna be real with you. We need depth in the linebacker room.
I agree.
Seriously, we need depth right now.
I agree, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't have been mad if either one of the last two picks had been linebacker. I wouldn't. Because
think about it, we just brought in Christian Harris and a couple of linebackers that have had bad injury history throughout their career as well. So as I said before, the Atlanta Falcons pretty much
Right.
it's a few things that we say about them. We got the Social Security wing where you got folks stealing checks. You got the jailbirds that can't stay out of trouble. And then you also have the people that buy property in Piedmont Hospital. They got wings. They got clubs. The tapioca club, man. That's what we doing.
And then and then connected with that Social Security, you got the VA.
Facts. Kirk Cousins, we paying his retirement.
So there you have it.
I love how you went military reference on that.
Yeah, man. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, Smitty,
you got the building connected.
You talk about somebody that can replace Caden Ellis, replace him with somebody that plays similar to him. A guy that can get after the quarterback, he can drop back in coverage, or he can be a run stopper. So we're gonna go to Xavier Story with that pick.
And then they were saying the best spot for him was Buffalo. So I mean, hey, if they feel like he's good enough for Buffalo, he's good enough for us.
When you get a Jeff Ulbrich in that room that actually understands the linebackers because he was a linebacker, and you look at how much success that he's had, that is a guy that fits what Jeff Ulbrich likes to coach. Go back to his Jets days, go back to his 49er days as a coach. Hell, even come back to us when you looked at Deion Jones and those guys. Period.
What's going on? Ain't nobody trying to trade now? See, everybody straight in the 7th round, huh?
They are. Yeah, they straight.
We covered our needs so far.
Christian Miller is a guy I'm looking at. And I'm starting to think he could be a Buffalo Bill, him or Caleb Banks, because I'm looking at Ed Oliver. He's been injured a lot the last 2 years, and they pay him a boatload of money. And we need a defensive tackle here, so I think day 2 or day 3 is where you're going to get value at the defensive tackle position. I think the top guys, they could be gone by the time 48 rolled around. So if you're looking at value, I think fifth and sixth round is where you're going to find value at defensive tackle. But we're on the final pick, and that pick is 231.
231.
Chat, y'all go and drop y'all thoughts in the chat. And
it's not an all button.
So we were looking at wide receiver. We're looking at wide receiver, cornerback, offensive tackle, defensive line, and linebacker. So we can double up on one of these positions. And if my guy, this is just my thought, and y'all can chime in. I'm a Everett Rivers fan. I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all. Out of Georgia Tech. Like his game. I think he can be a solid slot receiver at the next level. And getting him on late day 3, I think it'll be a high risk. Something that I think with them being needing wide receivers, I got a feeling. 2nd or 3rd round pick a wide receiver. I think Drake London gonna get the Trey Young treatment. I may be wrong. I'm just saying.
Well, he is light skinned like Trey Young and got that baby hair.
There you go.
I don't know, bro. We're gonna see. I don't know why, bro. I just can see the Falcons paying Drake London. I just can see it.
I see him paying Drake too, bro. But what other receivers do they have on the board? And because like you said, we can never go wrong with receiver or corner at that point.
I was trying to figure out that they didn't have an all button, but it don't look like they do.
Nah.
All right. So I mean, what wide
receiver? Oh, actually they do.
Yeah.
Let's see what's lit. Ooh, tight end. That's it. Ooh, boy.
All them tight ends.
Tight ends at top.
Jesus.
Oh my God. This opened up a whole other can of worms.
Yeah. When that move, slide all that down, man, so these folks can see these tight ends.
All them tight ends.
So what else do we have on here? Because I see 3. Is there anything after those guys?
Savage Adams.
Yeah, wide receiver.
Wait a minute. Daquan Wright still on the board?
Daquan Wright.
He gave us nightmares. Don't look. Anybody that's a Georgia fan, y'all remember that name Daquan Wright real well.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And look where they got him going, Cleveland.
Yeah, they
A
do.
team that like tight ends.
Here's a question I got for you. Are we going to keep...
Money Jackson still on the board.
Wow.
Before you make that move, I got a question for you. Do you guys think we're going to still keep Carlos Washington?
I like Emil Wagner as well.
Do you think we keep Carlos Washington in that running back room? Because we know Nate Carter's in there.
Absolutely not.
But the thing is, though, Carter still got to get on the field. Brian Robinson Jr. is there. But do you think we draft a running back, kick Carter up out of here, and then bring something around?
Undrafted free agency. That's where I'd be looking for running backs.
Why don't you go to the running backs and see if something is there?
Huh?
I'm not saying draft one, but there
is
a name preaching.
This is something that's telling. If they got us in the 7th round taking an edge rusher, suggesting an edge rusher, we definitely need to take another edge rusher.
Yeah.
Every mock draft I've done, Dave suggested an edge rusher at some point. So go to running backs and
go to edge. You can go to edge
and see what's there.
And then you can do running back. Look at running backs.
Yeah, then we got Goodson. I don't think we bring in really no more running backs unless it's undrafted free agency.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
So Mason Rieger, Quintavious Hutchins, Jeremiah Williams, Jack Pyburn, Patrick Payton, who is a pretty decent edge rusher. Marvin Jones
Solid.
Jr., he's decent.
Marvin Jones Jr. about as shaky as the OJ trial was in '94. Man, stop it.
I agree.
Dude, I'm gonna give you this. When he went to Oklahoma, look, you left Kirby Smart, you go to Florida State, you bomb or whatnot, and you go to another legendary defensive coordinator that is responsible for putting half of his players in the league with at Oklahoma or whatnot. And he really didn't have great numbers. Let's just be real on that. His daddy was a monster, big shade tree. Shout out to Marvin Jones Sr., but damn it, this dude, this dude's suspect, bro.
Yeah, right was
DBG said
problem.
Daquan Wright. I remember.
He was a problem. Definitely a problem.
Y'all got to think too. The reason why I brought up the tight end, is it like a Kyle Pitts get traded?
I've already told you.
Brought in Austin Hooper, who's on the last leg of his career. Charlie Warner. Yeah. So, man, it's.
I'm just saying, bro. Like I can.
So
really
y'all
see
think edge or we look?
Lord Jesus, you said tight end. Smitty, you about to make this. You about to make this thing smell. Just stink right now. Saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
If I did, I probably went right.
Look at this guy right here.
That wide receiver.
Yeah, John Michael Gillenberg.
Yeah, he's still there.
I'm
That's crazy because they say he right now.
Cyrus Allen is still on the board. No hands.
He's silent.
There go that Eric Rivers kid. Scroll down some more.
Yeah, that's gonna always be my pick.
I'm just trying to figure
Dylan
out.
Bell.
Dylan Bell. There we go. That's who I was looking for.
See who else they got, because Bell is still on the board. See,
I like Xavier Thomas too.
Now I'm gonna give you this: if Kobe Young is on the board, that is a guy you look at too.
Ryan, I'm looking for him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Keep scrolling, Smitty. Because if Kobe Young is on the board, you can't let that go.
There you go.
Yep, there he is.
Get him, Smitty. With the last pick of the draft.
Yep.
He on the board, bro.
Hey, man,
go ahead and snatch him, bro. You talking about a guy that's 6'3", 6'4", over 200 pounds, great hands. Only an ankle injury stopped him this year, but
yes. And the fact that he played for Georgia. Think about that too.
Thank you.
I ain't gonna lie. We got 2 steals at wide receiver.
Thank you.
We got 2 steals at wide receiver for this one. I ain't gonna
lie. Exactly. With Kobe Young at that staying that far down.
Yeah, I do not care about the grade on that one.
Thank you.
They gave us
Look
an
at
F
the
on that
film.
pick.
Look at the film. It's all good. Look at the film.
I do not.
To hell with the
They
grade. Look at
gave
the
us an
film.
F. Oh, he's
Yeah,
different.
I don't
He's
care. Don't
different.
get me wrong. I understand why they gave the F because we did have to scroll down for him. But I'm not mad at that at all. Honestly, I think we had a solid draft. We hit best player availables and some needs, so I'll give that a balanced draft.
And you double dip for a big body receiver that can also run. So if we don't want Drake going nowhere, but Smitty, you keep saying they might not pay Drake. Guess what? You got a guy that can come in as a big body receiver that can run and actually can run all the routes on the route tree as well.
I think this is a pretty solid draft. You look at
Yeah,
it,
so
you got
that's
Ted
the
Hurts,
draft, man.
Georgia State,
Pretty solid draft.
Malik Muhammad, Texas, and Austin Barber against Ryan's better wishes, but Florida.
But let's be real.
Monte,
I'm gonna give y'all this. I want to give them this, Chris. Like, because some people we got our Villanova fan in there that's talking about Malik Benson and that joker hands as a suspect is Brian Nichols walking out of the courtroom. If y'all know who Brian Nichols is, for my folks in here. You talking about Kobe Young, 6'5", 218 pounds, running a 4.440, ladies and gentlemen, by the way. 4.440. He's an he's ex-receiver, and he can also play Y. And when you also look at it, he's got vacuum hands in traffic. He definitely can pluck the ball. He catches with his hands, not his body. Polished route runner. He's a high point specialist. Listen to that again. A high point specialist, and he's a red zone weapon on fade routes. And in this Kevin Stefanski offense, what do we see them throwing the end zone most of the time?
6'5".
Fade.
6'5" fade routes. And then he's a hell of a blocker. Bijan there's one thing you ain't got to worry about getting out of Georgia. Kirby gonna make them receivers block. You don't touch the field if you can't block. So, and he's got a high football
I wish
IQ.
I could email this to them. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Hey, my thing is too though. He brings some toughness as well because he's a born New Yorker.
And Josh, if you sit back and say that tells me how much you really know about ball, because you truly don't look at his Miami film. The way that Georgia used him was mainly in screens, back shoulder fades, and also comeback routes. You go back and look at him at Miami, he ran the whole route all day. So it is what it is. So if you sit back and say that tells me enough.
Well, the thing about it is, think about it though. Like, as far as like, I feel like the pushback has something to do with a little bit of the fact that he doesn't have the top end speed. I mean, similar to Drake, but still, and the fact about the separation. That's where I feel like Josh is talking about. I don't think Josh really believes that he can separate from the receivers. And of course, I know you don't see it too, Ryan, in press coverage. Sometimes, saying like he can be jammed up a little bit, but again, extra reps and extra help, being able to get opportunities. Guys can do more with more opportunities. So it's like you can take, first of all, a 7th round pick, taking the chance on Kobe Young, that's not going to be a bad situation.
But here's the other thing that most people aren't also looking at. Now, the scouting reports has said this. You're talking about NFL.com. You talk about ESPN, NFL Draft Buzz. All these are pro scouts that feed this information to these scouting sites. And then I can tell you up front, Mr. Daniel Hatman, who is a former NFL scout who runs the scouting academy, who comes on the Birdcage LLC, has scouted this young man and actually said the same thing. And if you don't know who Daniel Hatman is, he's got a Super Bowl ring with the New York Giants when Tom Coughlin was there. So, he was the one who actually helped draft your boy Akeem Nicks, if you want to talk about it, and Victor Cruz. So again, that was one of the guys who put that information out. Yes. So you got a Super Bowl winning scout that already talked about this kid on his own show. And again, Chris, I got to disagree with you when you talk about the separation, because if you actually look back at his footage when he was at Miami, Pretty much the system that they used, he got separation. The system that Mike Bobo runs does not showcase guys being able to get separation in that system. Think about it. Gunnar Stockton really is not that great of a deep ball thrower. So if you look at majority of those passes, majority of them screens are pretty much intermediate passes. He's got deep shots, but not enough.
Well, yeah, I would too. And to your point, I did say I feel like Young would have had more production if Carson was the quarterback instead of Gunnar.
Agreed.
So I mean, but because sometimes the quarterback can be part of the reason why some things are going some struggles with a wide receiver too. So, but I will say this as well too. Georgia Pride does have a point because they do have him ranked as a possible undrafted free agent. So if it's possible, if you want to go in a different direction,
I was going to say that. I was going to say that even if they don't draft him, he gonna probably be here as an undrafted free agent because I'm sure they talked to him at the pro day. Go ahead.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I feel like honestly, the smart due diligence, and it doesn't matter if you're going to be able to draft them or not. If I'm at that Georgia pro day, I'm talking to every single Georgia player that is there. I'm talking to all of them because I just don't know how the board is going to fall. And I do need to do my due diligence so I can see the character and what they can possibly bring if someone was just to happen to fall into our hands or slip and not get drafted. Remember, we were here last year talking about a guy like Kobe Bryant possibly going in the anywhere from the third to fifth round, and he went undrafted and ended up landing right in the Falcons' lap. So it can happen again.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Boy, it was a solid draft, man. Let's take one more look at it before we let it ride on into the sunset. But StreamYard, they tripping.
Yeah,
but let's take a look at it again for the last time. Pick 91 was, come on, man. Georgia, name that's probably going to keep rising as we get closer to the draft. Malik Muhammad, solid corner out of Texas. If you go check it out on the page. Austin Barber is another solid offensive tackle. Ryan gave a breakdown on that. If y'all missed it, go check out the replay. DeMonte Capehart is a guy Chris been high on for a while, probably the last 2-3 months. And Xavier Sorey, a very solid linebacker that I think could be a solid Caden Ellis style replacement. And Kobe Young, big body wide receiver who can probably be an exceptional receiver at the next level. Just got to see what team he lands with. Hope it's the Atlanta Falcons because they have a very solid staff they put together. And even new wide receivers coach that's been around for a while, former Lions wide receiver coach who coached some good ones up there in Detroit. So, yeah, it's a very solid draft, man. So, yeah, very, very solid.
I like it.
But
and again, this is the time, this is the season, y'all, for mock drafts. And of course, I know last year, man, we were doing mock drafts in March, but we had a first round pick. So, we had to kind of get into the swing of this, but it is April. I think, we're going to do, I wouldn't say we're going to just, spam the month with mock drafts. I'm not saying that, but this is not going to be the last one. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a 2.0, possibly a 3.0. We'll see what happens. Just leading up to that fateful night, going to the draft. And it's going to be interesting to see exactly.
Yeah, we still got 3 weeks. So we definitely going to get one more in.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But y'all got any last words before we get out of here?
Oh no, man. Just appreciate everybody for coming out, being supportive like you always do. Easter Sunday, hopefully you guys are with family, and hopefully you guys, also remember the true meaning of it. It's not all about just going out there, running out there in the Easter eggs, but just still also giving honor to, it's our creator as well. So y'all make sure that y'all doing that. Y'all make sure that y'all are staying prayed up and making sure that y'all staying safe. Because we had some tragedy happen at the end of 404 day yesterday. I really do be hating that.
Sad, man.
Yeah, man. I really enjoy hearing people having a good time, because I love to go have a good time. But I also love to be safe, more than important than everybody, because I got people to come home to. So it's just like we all do. And that's all how we should all have that same mindset. But of course, senseless violence and everything. And of course, one person did lose their life. And I believe another person who I believe was 15 years old had to get rushed to the hospital as well. So again, y'all, just be mindful, keep your head on the swivel, and try to stay out of dangerous situations. Try to keep yourself away from dangerous people. Like, we all have to make that sacrifice sometimes where we just got to be like, hey, man, we got to move on from that person and everything, just to be able to continue to move forward and get the blessings that's supposed to be for you. So for me, man, A1 Forever Sports, that's the platform on YouTube. Please come over, like, comment, and subscribe. Be a part of the A1 family, because I definitely want each and every last one of you there. Also, Hawks Digest. Caw-caw! Shout out to them Atlanta Hawks, because they are on a tear. They are the hottest of the hot. I've been calling them that for weeks now. And, man, we got a very important stretch going down that can possibly really formulate this seeding even more. We could possibly be the 4th seed, depending on how wins and losses go. We could be the 5th seed. I mean, we can even drop all the way down to the 10th seed. But I highly doubt that's going to happen the way that these Atlanta Hawks have been playing. So catch me on the Hawks Digest. Me, Mikey, and also Walter. We're doing our thing over there, growing that channel for the Atlanta Hawks. Also, Twitter, A1 Forever, Instagram, A1 Forever, and the real A1 Forever on TikTok. Now, y'all make sure y'all do what y'all need to do, because it's 311, and you need to find your peace, because positive energy always creates elevation. I'm a witness.
All right, you got something to say before we get out of here?
Man, shout out to the Atlanta Hawks. We talk everything football on here too, but we're also Atlanta sports fans. For them to figure out how to start winning without a former front office face of the franchise and Trae Young, and those guys to figure this out, and they're winning, and we got the 5th seed, and we were horrible majority of the season. And then for them to figure that out, and they're starting to play together, you got to give a shout out to the young Hawks that are still doing it. Still, we need a lot of pieces to become a championship team, but want to give them a shout out. And also shout out to the Braves for the hot start that they're on right now. Got to give them a shout out. Now, getting to the important stuff, you can tap in with us at the Birdcage LLC every Thursday at 8 p.m. This Thursday, we're going to have Quincy Carter, former Georgia UGA quarterback and Southwest DeKalb legend, on the show Thursday at 8 p.m. Y'all tap into that. We're also going to be talking a little Falcon football, but also, again, as we said before, we don't just talk football. We also talk about other sports that are around Atlanta and also other sports in the country, and we do a ton of interviews. So y'all please tap in 8 p.m. Thursday. You know how we get down. You either get right or you get left.
Yep. But Dirty Bird Gang, yeah, we're gonna still try to shoot for that live draft show. Depending on what everybody got going on. But yeah, we're gonna definitely try to shoot for it. Because I feel like, a live reaction is something that we need. And that's something that I give every year for y'all. But yeah, we gonna still shoot to do it. We just gotta make sure we got enough hype, to do it. But yeah, I appreciate y'all stopping through, man. Again, thank y'all for y'all contribution to the show, man. Thank y'all for always supporting all 3 channels, as y'all always do. And again, like A1 said, man, tragedy, these senseless shootings got to stop at some point. When are you going to get to the point to where life just matters more than you think? Everywhere we go, we don't have to show our behind. Let's to get back to the days like in the 80s and 90s where we could just get together and have fun. Just get together and have fun, man, without, drama, violence, gang wars. Let's just end the systems, man. I'm almost 50 years old. I don't want to see that no more. So that's why I choose to chill at the house or chill around my family. But, I don't too much go out no more, man, because I know it's ignorance going to ensue somewhere. It's just commonplace nowadays. Team takeovers. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. But yeah, man, find me on Smitty Sports Machine on YouTube. Also find me at FatBoySlim_21 on Twitter. I'm always over there blowing that thing up. And again, man, please let's come together and just try to be cordial, man, and just have fun, man, because life is short. Life is short. And y'all making it shorter for no reason.
None.
Q, I'm with you, man. They don't know what life is, man. They don't even want to experience life. Yeah, absolute facts. It's the parents too. It's the parents too. They want to be their friend instead of their parents. Beat their ass if you have to. If they fight back, call the police, lock their ass up. That's all you got to do. That's no snitching rule. I done got old enough. Fuck that no snitching rule.
Hey, Smitty, and that's the reason why most of these athletes be in their feelings when people get in their ass when they get to the league. So it is, right. And that's not just football. That's all sports in general. The reason why coaches can't get on players anymore is because of the fact that these athletes are too soft mentally. Not physically, it's mentally. Because here's the thing. Nobody's going to kiss your ass out here in the world when you're done playing and you got to work a regular job. It's going to be, man, fuck what you talking about. Get that pink slip. Right. People don't get it. That's not how the world works. You're not finna be coddled. So until parents start whooping these kids' ass and really teaching these kids the value of life, the value of how to accept no for an answer, this is all you're going to get.
Yep. And one thing my grandparents taught me coming up, I don't give a damn where you go, who you around, where you stay. You're going to have to follow somebody's rules. And you just best to hope they ain't the jail rules, because them the worst rules to live by. Because you got to piss and shit whatever they say so.
Somebody telling you when to get up, when to lay down, when to whatever.
Right. So learn to obey somebody's rules before it gets to that point. Yeah, Q. These parents got to grow the hell up too. But some of them don't even grow up. They don't grow up. They stay the same age from 16 all the way till they leave this world. In this day and age. But if you had parents to beat your ass, you know what I'm talking about. No guidance at all. But we're going to roll on up out of here, man, because I get into that subject and we'll be talking all day. But again, man, thank y'all for tuning in to the mock draft. If y'all just tuned in and y'all missed it, please go catch the replay. And look, the commercial that's come on, they ain't never 30, 40 seconds. Please watch them and keep the draft going and keep watching. Because that's how we get paid with ads. But for my boy Ryan, my boy A1, man, we're going to roll on up out of here. Y'all have a happy Easter and enjoy the rest of y'all day. And we're going to roll, man. Peace.
Peace.
Ghost.